Greetings gamers, Big Fat Hairy Gamer here, bringing you my take on the best places to farm for Lucky Charms. First off, my thanks to Wowhead for the following suggestions: Eye of Azshara, New Karazhan first part, Bloodgate, Warden Tower quests, and the Lost Temple during the Simply Stunning quest. Before I get into which of these is the best farming place, I want to say that if you have a level 110, a poster on Wowhead was saying that you can still farm Everbloom, and in the last patch they managed to get an astounding 800 charms in an hour. I don't know how they managed it, but I'll take my hat off to them. That's an amazing feat. I might have a look at Everbloom another day if I have time and see how many I can farm, but as for today I'm going around on my level 120 prop warrior looking at how many I can get from the suggestions on Wowhead. So, after nearly an entire day of farming, taking the occasional breaks for family time, dinner, you know what, and eating and drinking, here are my top 5 farming spots in reverse order. At number 5, the Lost Temple. It's an open world place, and although it is probably a good place, the world and his fellhound seems to be knowing of its existence. So unless you're farming at a particularly unpopular time, you're competing against other people for mobs, and if the world quest isn't up, the respawn rate isn't that great. Nevertheless, even though it's not a good spot, this seems to be where the charm farmers seem to be congregating. I know not why. I got hardly anything of note in this location. At number 4, Warden Towers. This was a pretty good place, but it means having your PvP on, which some people might find uncomfortable with. Also, I got only 9 in 4 minutes, which is about 2 per minute, but then I had to wait around for respawns, and that waiting for respawns is going to really bring down the rate at which you can get them. At number 3, Bloodgate. I got lucky, nobody else seems to know where this is or can't be bothered to farm it. I think a couple of people got a bit lost as they found the place by accident while trying to do the Azerite Madness quest, or they just gave up when they saw me farming. I got 57 in 35 minutes, but this is an open world place, so you take pot luck that somebody else isn't there. That being said, there are enough mobs and a fast enough respawn rate, I think, to handle a couple of people farming, but not much more. If you group up, you might get lovely charms for each other's kills. I don't know. Worth an experiment. Can't check it out tonight, but I might test that hypothesis tomorrow. At number 2, Return to Karazhan. This dungeon is huge and complex, and if you don't know where you're going, it's hard to find an efficient way round. That being said, if you're used to doing the speed runs for the mount, then you might be able to farm this one pretty easily and get loads in a short time. I got 109 charms in 46 minutes, but that's partly because I have a lousy sense of direction. But even if I'd cleared it in about half an hour, it still wouldn't be as good as farming location as the number 1 best location. Before I give you the number 1 best farming location, a special shout out to Mushy the Goblin for her advice about farming Legion dungeons. Check her out on Twitch. At number 1, the best farming location for 2019 by far seems to be Eye of Azshara. I got around 120 lucky charms. That's the equivalent of 12 bracelets in around half an hour. That works out to about 24 bracelets an hour. The advantage is that it's small, circular, and has loads of mobs in a small location, clustered in groups that go down easy. And that's my experience today of the drop rate in what Wowhead suggests are the best farming locations. But since Mushy the Goblin suggested Legion dungeons in general, I got the idea to compare some of the other dungeons in Legion. I didn't have time to go through all of them, but I did try out the Cathedral of Eternal Night and Nelthalion's Lair. Both gave me around 50 charms or 5 bracelets in the 30 or so minutes it took to completely clear the dungeons. That's all of the trash mobs. That's about 10 bracelets an hour. It's okay as dungeons go, but it's only about half as good as Eye of Azshara. Now I should point out that this could be just the randomness of the drop rate, but the big advantage to farming instances over open world locations is lack of competition. You don't have to worry about other people coming along to farm, especially as we get further into the event and more people want to start farming. And that just about wraps it up for me, big fat hairy lovely charm farmer. I hope this information has proved helpful. Let me know in the comments section if you have a different experience with the drop rate of the lucky charms so that others can benefit from your experience. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you in another video.